Hello everyone, my name is River Stump and welcome back to a speed build. So today we are building a cottage. I mentioned it in my last video, the Alphabet Challenge B, that I really kind of wanted to build one. So here I am building one. I'm trying to get the proportions right. I was kind of going off of like an inspo picture I saw online of like a puzzle that was like a kind of country cottage, and I just thought it was so cute and cozy. So that's what I did, and of course it was a blue cottage. So I just made everything blue and then went on to the windows. I did want to use the country living ones, but they were just so big. Do you see how big those are? And I really didn't like those ones. I ended up just using the growing together windows. They just seem to fit the vibe while still being kind of cute and little. So I added a few of those in kind of where I wanted them to go. And then I placed the one in the back. If you hear any kind of like meowing, my cat is meowing at birds outside. Just a little heads up. So I put those windows and I was like, I'll figure out the rest after. So I decided to make that the bedroom and then that the bathroom. And then I wanted to just place down some lights so we could see, but I removed all of these lights after and replaced them with more of like cottage lights. So we're just picking our floor. I went with this nice black brown wood, and the bathroom tile was so difficult for me. I just didn't know what screamed like country cottage. So I messed around with it, ended up just sticking some in there and gave up. But I went back and changed it all around again with even more struggle. So the bedroom was actually too small in my opinion, so I ended up making it one bigger. Just so there was a bit more room at the end of the bed. Put down a little door, and I actually made it that cute blue. There we go. Just to match the bed. And you can see me kind of going through the colors, but I really like that kind of blue-green one. So I made the walls green where the door was blue. And I decided I wanted like a ceiling fan, but there wasn't anything. So I was like, well, maybe those little lanterns. So I ended up putting in night tables, and you can see me selecting those here. Just put those right beside that, and then I went back and grabbed those little lanterns. Here's me turning on move objects because obviously I forget every time. So I didn't know they were attached to the walls, and I wanted them to sit on the dresser, so I tried to adjust it so it looks like it's on the dresser. And then I decided to add these cute little candles, and I was like, it's still kind of dark in here, like should we add a lamp? But it just seemed too busy, so I just decided not to, and just to put a plant there. So you can see me finding the plant that I wanted to put. Decided with that one, and then I said that's probably enough clutter in the bedroom. So I threw down like a little rug just so it's cozy, and then moved on. I was originally going to put a living room in here, but it just clearly was too small of a house for a living room. So I decided to go onto the kitchen and see if we had space later on. But spoiler alert, we did not. So I picked these cute little yellow cupboards and added in the little fridge and stove. So you can just see me picking them out and putting them in. And then I went on to go pick the sink and obviously picked the ones that matched the countertop. And I was adding in a few windows here. I decided to go with these double windows and then raise them up a little bit. I don't think you can really tell that they're raised up. Maybe I'm just lying to myself, but that's how it is going to stay. And I was like, well, maybe I'll put the dining room in this little corner. But it just wasn't fitting right. Once you see me put in the chairs, you'll be able to understand what I mean. See, they were just too crowded and I figured it wouldn't be usable, so I just decided to put it in the middle of the room. And then go with that desk idea in the corner. I was originally looking for like a cottage living desk, but I decided this one fit pretty well. So I went with that and I was like, you know what, if I change the walls a different color, maybe it'll like stand out more. So I originally wanted to match that kind of like orangey red pink in the tablecloth, but none of them really matched well. So I ended up using wallpaper instead, the cottage living wallpaper. You'll see me kind of select it and then I'm like, well, what are the different colors? So I went around and actually went with that blue, yeah, that one. And I think it's really cute. I mean, I know it's a lot of patterns going on, but to me that just screams cottage country, just a bunch of random patterns. And I love it. As you might be able to see, I stole a chair from the dining room and moved it over to the computer. I figured it's a very typical thing. Just take a dining chair and use that. And then you can put it back at the dining room if you needed it for the 4 people. And then I placed another lantern that you saw in the bedroom and ended up picking this nice gray color. And then decided to put up like this little welcoming board where maybe you can put like meetings or like what's going on. And then I picked a green color to kind of go with that wallpaper. And this lamp really didn't have many colors, so I ended up just going with this blue one. And then I picked a blue rug to kind of go with it. But then I was like, I think the table's clashing too much. So I ended up going with this pink table. I think it turned out cute, matching blue door for the bathroom. And now you can see me go through the struggle of trying to select a tile. I went through tiles for so long. It might not seem like long, but this is on speed 400. So this build took me like well over an hour. So you can see me kind of trying to figure out what flooring I wanted to match that wall, but then I just ended up changing the wall to a different color. There's like this orange yellow tile, there it is, with some blue. So then I was like, well, now what flooring matches that? So I ended up just going with this white tile. I'm actually really happy with it, but it was definitely a pain in the butt. I wanted like just a bathtub. I know it's probably not the most convenient if you do want to live here, but I thought it was cute. It's a summer cottage in my mind, so you know what? It's cute. I like it. Have a nice relaxing bath. You're not in a rush to do anything. Then I wanted like a little bath mat. Obviously these ones are huge, so I sized them down and picked this little orange one to match the walls, just to tie that in together. Added, of course, some toilet paper. And I was gonna add a little towel. I wasn't sure where to put it, but I actually ended up putting it beside the sink. And then I was gonna put like this little caddy in, and it stayed for a little while, but I did end up removing it. But you can see me like adding in the mirror and the soap and like just the final touches. And of course I don't want to use that overhead light, so I added in a light, but it still seemed dark. I don't know if it was just me, and these things seemed huge. Like, am I crazy, or were they always that big? So I sized them down. Same with these, like those candles in the moonlight, like crazy big. I don't know, it's like the size of the toilet. So I ended up just saying, I'll put a shelf over the bathtub instead, add some like cleaning stuff on. And then I was like, you know what? That kind of looks weird. Maybe I'll put it over here. And then I was like, just scrap the whole idea. The candles don't even sit up there. So I just completely took down the shelf and said, that's fine. We'll add a painting above the bathtub. So I picked a cottage living little painting to go above there, and then I added in this pub poster, but again, it's huge. I thought it was crazy. So I sized it down twice, added that. I don't know why everything is looking so big. And then I added this little teapot and a cute little bunny holding a flower, and then some curtains in case you want to, sleep in. And then you can see me adding like some spoons and like a spatula and just some like finishing touches, changing the colors. I think it looks cute. And of course I almost forgot a garbage can, so I stuck that right in. So for the outside, again, going with a cottage-y kind of vibe. So I'm just picking some trees that I would want around the house. I just decided to go with the two original ones, and then grabbed some flowers that I thought could be cute, kind of looked through what was available, and decided that I wanted some like window baskets to add in like some flowers. And I needed like a little pathway, and I wanted some vines. Like I couldn't find them. It took me forever to find these vines, and then I was trying to place them around. I think it looks fine. I don't know. It does look a little weird, but I didn't know how to make it look better. And then obviously I forgot to move the roof, so I fixed that. And I was going to surround that window and put some vines. It didn't look good, so I left the vines and then just left it kind of hanging off to grow more. Here's that pathway I was talking about. I was going to use the cottage living one, but it didn't fit in. I like this little rock one better. So I added that in, and then I really wanted to use that stump and like the kind of old tree, so I put those on the build so I wouldn't forget to use them. And then I added in some like carrot patches, or places you can grow vegetables. I didn't actually show it on video, but I did add on like the challenge where you need the like fruits and vegetables to cook the meals. Obviously if you want to play with this house, you can take it off. But I added in a little picnic table and a little grill and a mailbox, and then I put some rocks around just to give it like, some definition. And then some flowers. I really wanted like a little flower garden, but I wasn't sure what to do. So you can see me kind of like looking through at like the gnomes and just what could I put in my flower garden. So I added in a little cart that I thought would be cute, and then the little watering bucket that I was so obsessed with in the Alphabet Challenge B. And then I decided to add this little bunny and these little pink flowers around it. Fun fact, I own a bunny, so I thought it was just the cutest thing. And I wanted debug, but for some reason my debug wasn't working. I don't know why. I don't know if I spelt it wrong. I don't know. If you know why it wasn't working, comment down below. Help me out. Let me know. I don't know. I tried Googling it. You can see me taking some breaks and trying it over and over again, trying it with caps, and nothing was working. So I said, you know what? It's fine. I don't need it. I can use these to like scatter around. But I hated it. And these sunflowers, they're so small. Why are these sunflowers so small, but everything inside the house was so big? Like, it's absurd to me. I don't know if I'm going crazy and now I'm a giant or what, but I added in some terrain paint around just to kind of blend things in. And I actually ended up moving that picnic table out a little bit just because it was under the tree. I don't know, I would want to sit in the sun. It gets cold in the shade sometimes. So I'm just adding some terrain paint around the house. And you can see me kind of changing it, noticing that picnic. So I put it half in and out, fixed it up, and then added in some cute little flowers by the mailbox. So this is the finished house, and I'll give you guys a little tour. So we've got like a little picnic area. Let me get it to a nice time of day. A little grill. We've got like some planters, sunflowers, just kind of some fun stuff around. And then inside we have our dining room, kitchen, like a little place to like write books, just like buy stuff, order groceries. We've got the bathroom. And then of course the bedroom with some nice curtains, so in case you want to sleep in. But yeah, that's everything. And I'm actually really proud of how this house kind of turned out. Let me know if you'd like more speed builds, because I would love to keep making them. And hit that like button and I'll make another one. Feel free to comment down below. Any tips or tricks on building. I'm fairly new to it, so anything would be appreciated. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.